Hi, Atlan. Today is December 30th, and as usual, I'm more than happy to create this video lesson for you. Today, what I want to do is to review some of your most important scales. Last week, I introduced a fun little song for you, the most famous New Year song of all. Probably that I've ever heard. But today I want to get into some technical stuff. I don't want to introduce another brand new song, but scales. Okay, so I know that you've probably covered them with your old teacher. So again, this is probably going to be a review for you. If it's not, and you say, Heather, I don't know these scales. I don't know. This is not familiar to me. Please let me know. Have your mom email me. I will send the actual notation for these scales to you, Atlan, so that you can see it on sheet music. You know what I mean? So if you need that, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to show to you what I think are some of the most important scales to know, and I'd like you to play along with me if you already know them. Again, if you don't know them and you say, well, gee whiz, I need them, I need the music, let me know and I'll send it out to you right away. I have it right here on my laptop. So the first one that typically we think of, especially, let's start with major scales, is the C major scale, bud. I'm going to play both hands at the same time together. And I want you to notice which finger numbers play when. And when I fold under, when I fly over. Again, this should be a review to you if your old teacher did it with you. Again, if it's not, I'm glad I'm teaching you something new. This is great. So let me show to you a C major scale, hands together. One hand at a time, right hand. Finger numbers are 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Left hand. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So again, the goal is simply to hide the hand, or to hide the thumb rather, underneath the hand, and not to twist or raise the elbow in any way. Okay. See, I shouldn't have done that even. I went. Kind of flipped it over, right? My hand should stay as stable as possible. Right. The other goal, something to think about as you play any of these scales is this idea that every note should have the same volume. So every key, every time you play a key, it should have the same volume. That you're going to say, well, of course, Heather, what do you mean? Is that always the way it happens? Well, no, because remember, 4s and 5s, for most of us, are weaker than the rest of our fingers. So your goal is to make each finger so independent that it can play a tone that's just as beautiful as any other one. In other words, I should not be able to tell, for instance, which finger played which note of the scale, right? In other words, they should all sound like they're the same confidence and fortitude. So the G major scale, which has, remember, 1 sharp, F sharp, same finger numbers. Very nice. Play that with me one more time. Let's go to D major. That's F sharp and C sharp. Let's go to A major. which is F sharp, C sharp, and G sharp. Ooh, if 4 didn't want to work. One more time. Now let's go to A minor, which is no sharps, no flats, just like C, but we're starting on A. So A to A, all white keys. And that's the natural minor scale because we honored, so to speak, the key signature by having no sharps, no flats. You start getting into other minors and you start adding sharps and stuff and flats where there wasn't before. Okay. Very cool. And then lastly, let's do E minor, which is 1 sharp F. Ooh. That was much better at the end. I freaked myself out the first time I did the E minor scale because there was a sharp where I wasn't expecting it, right? When if I just keep my fingering the same, my finger numbers the same, I'll be fine, right? But because I thought too much about it, all of a sudden it was like a big deal. Anyway, so there we have it. 2 minor scales, 3 major scales. Really, some of the most played scales you'll ever have. So have fun with those. I know they're not as fun as playing a song, but really important in terms of building technique, building strength, and just knowing them for when they come up in music, and then you'll know them. You'll say, "Oh, that's an A major scale. Nice." That's really nice to be able to do, especially when you're reading, right? So anyway, have fun. Have a great rest of your break, and I'll see you next Tuesday.